Hey YouTube, Hill Country Husker. Appreciate you guys checking out my videos. Thanks for all the subscribers. Appreciate the comments. Keep them coming. Just want to say thanks for that. Been doing some thinking lately. Now, don't misunderstand me. Me and my family believe in charity, and we believe in helping people that can't help themselves. And, you know, the Bible teaches us to do that. And Jesus taught us to do that. And I do believe we are to help those that can't help themselves. But you got to wonder, missionary work that's been going on around the world in the so-called third world countries, that's been going on for well over 100 years, 150 years, maybe 200 years in some places. And yet it's still going on in those same places. There's still a lot of missionary work going on in sub-Saharan Africa. But yet you still see billions of dollars being spent there, and you still see pagan tribal practices. You still see the rise of ISIS and militant groups and dictatorships. And you got to wonder, well, what's all this money being used for? You know, of course, the missionaries are there to spread the Word of God and convert those indigenous people to Christianity. And is it working after all these years? After all these decades, really? And we're still training missionaries. Mormons send a lot of missionaries out around the world. Methodist Church does as well. And again, I'm not saying that missionary work is not important, but are the objectives being met? You'd think after all this time, you'd stop having to send food and equipment and money and people. You know, you'd think that, well, we sent these Christian missionaries to Africa 100 years ago, and they would have trained up some of the local people into the Christian faith, and then those local people could carry on the message with their people. But yet we're still sending thousands of people around the world for missionary work. And it almost seems that we should turn that inward and do some missionary work here at home. You know, obviously the purpose of missionary work is to spread the love of Christ, the Word of God, bring people to know Jesus, be aware of Jesus in their life, introduce them to the Bible. I often wonder if maybe we shouldn't be doing that more here in the United States, more here in North America. I'll include Canada for that matter. Maybe stop spending money on, you know, African nations and South America and Asia. Stop sending people, you know, young missionaries and missionary families to these foreign countries, and maybe send them to, you know, Los Angeles and Chicago and Detroit, New York City, small town America. Maybe spend our resources here spreading the word of God here in the United States. Spend the money that we're spending drilling wells and buying goats and cattle and such, and maybe spend that money on the homeless that's here in this country, and the orphans, and those that are affected by tragedy in their life. You know, maybe it's just time we just rethought about the whole missionary thing and reevaluated where we really think there is a need. Again, charity is a great thing. I believe in helping those that can't help themselves, but I also want to make sure that help is going to where it's really going to be effective and to where it's really going to make a difference. And I just don't know, after all these years, that sending all that money and effort and energy overseas is paying off. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Those are mine, Hill Country Husker. Thanks. God bless.